Hey guys, today we're learning about the importance of a warm-up and what your intent or your purpose of a good warm-up is. Okay, so if we've got a graph here, this is your time or your energy until you're fatigued, and this is your strength of how strong you're going to be in that particular session, right? We've got this bell curve, okay? Now, let's say you get to the gym and you are cold, obviously. Your number one focus is to get yourself a little bit warm. So that's typically when someone will be going for a row, a ride, the aero bikes and skipping, or some kind of mobility drills. They're focusing on getting their body warm, generically, okay? Now let's say I went for a half-hour jog, my legs are very warm, my body's really warm, I'm sweating like a crab in the sun, but that doesn't mean my chest and shoulders are very warm if it happens to be chest day or back day, right? So you need a generic warm-up to get the blood flowing and start that perspiration on your forehead. Then you also want a specific warm-up, right? Which is specifically tailored to the day's workout. And this is your job to work out what it is, depending on what your goals for that session are. Okay, so then you'd go into a specific workout. As I said, if I've gone for a row or a run, my body's nice and warm. But if I'm doing chest day, now I'm going to start working on my shoulder strength, my shoulder mobility, warming up my back, and all those kind of things here. Typically, your workout is going to start around about here, and obviously we've got the peak of your strength through here, and then our strength starts to drop off as we fatigue. Now, injury happens here when you're not warm enough. If you don't warm up properly and you get straight into a PB or lifting something heavy and you're not warm enough, then that's where injury is going to happen. Likewise, if I push myself too hard for too long, then I'm fatigued, I no longer probably have good form, or all the weaker supporting muscles rather than our primary muscles are going to be fatigued, and again, that's where an injury could happen, right? So injury happens here. Now this is your sweet spot up the top here. This is where all the magic happens, and it's your job to work out how to get there the most efficiently. I've got some clients who will warm up for about 5 to 10 minutes, and they are completely warm enough, and if they went any further, then they're starting to expend any energy that they would have for their session and even getting too fatigued. I've got other clients that will come in for a full hour before their session, go through a full warm-up, full mobility drill. They know their body very well and how to get the most out of it, and they're spending an hour warming up. It's probably a bit exaggerated, but you get the point, right? Okay, so let's say my goal for today is a 3RM deadlift. This is where I'm at my absolute strongest. So I want to be trying my 3RM deadlift around about here, if you can see that. Perhaps Nana needs to come in a little bit closer with the camera. Okay, so that's where I'm going to try my 3RM deadlift. Now the reason why I'm trying just a fraction beforehand is because, first of all, if I know my body very well, then I know that I can push myself at that point of time because I'm warm, I'm thoroughly warm and protected. Okay, the other reason why I'm going to do it is because maybe I'm going to do my 3RM and go, holy shit, I'm stronger, or I'm feeling more amazing than normal. So I want to try a little bit harder. So if I was, say my 3RM was going to be a 100 kilo deadlift, I'm going to, I'm warming up my whole body, I'm warming up my hips and my legs ready for this, my shoulders, and then I'm going to try a 40 kilo, a 60 kilo, an 80 kilo deadlift, a 90 kilo deadlift, and then see how that feels. Because of course, my warm-up serves two purposes. One is to get my body prepared, and the other is to get my mind prepared. I might lift a 100 kilo deadlift, and if I've gone straight from warming up, walking lunges to a 100 kilo deadlift, then I might lose the psychological game of going, holy shit, that was really heavy. I can't do that today. Whereas if I lifted 40, 60, 80, 90, then my body's going, yeah, I got this. It doesn't feel as heavy as I thought, okay? So then we try our PB deadlift here, and it's 100 kilos. I lift it once and I go, holy crap, that's way lighter than I thought it would. I'm feeling on fire today. Then I've got enough energy and time left to go, well, I'm only going to do 1 rep. I'm not going to waste energy on 3 reps. I'm going to try for 105. But I've got enough energy reserves in the tank. As opposed to if I tried my 3RM lift here, then I'm starting to fatigue, my energy's on the way down. I might only get out 2 reps of a 3RM instead of all 3 reps, or I possibly have sold myself short because I could have actually gone for 110 kilos if I had paid attention to my body, right? Now, the other thing to worry about is that as we start to get over to here, this is where injuries happen. So you need to learn how to get the most out of this section of your time and energy, because this is where you're at your strongest for that day's session, depending on what your intent is. If you're doing light weights, high repetitions like some other classes and gyms offer, then they're typically going to push you to this low weight, high repetition, constantly running around, you're constantly fatigued. That's not necessarily the safest for lifting heavy because you're too fatigued to concentrate on what you're doing. But if you're lifting something light or not dangerous, then there's nothing really wrong with that because you're getting maximum energy expenditure, right? You go home absolutely exhausted and possibly throwing up. But definitely, this is where you need to be warming down, working on your mobility drills and letting your body recover. Hopefully that helps you understand the value of a warm-up, what you're supposed to be doing and achieving. You've got your generic warm-up, you've got your specific warm-up, you're building your psychological game, you've got your PB, and then you've got too late and you're going downhill. So do your warm-up effectively, think about what your day's intent is and have fun with it.